Well, I do have a lot of collections, but I don't think I ever showed you this one. These are my Fisher Price toys. Yes, I have toys and a lot of them. So as I'm packing, I thought I would go ahead and show you what I have bought over the years. Love my toys. Hi everyone, Marlene here with Buffalo Check Chicks. I wanted to show you a little collection of mine. Now I've had this for many, many years, and I've had them all stored away on a shelf back in the closet. But now that I have to pack things, I thought I'd get them out and show them to you. So this is a couple of the things. Oh my gosh, I have so many. Now, some of them are very, very old from, I would say, the early 60s. I may even have one from the late 50s, but up to more recent day. But this here, do you guys remember this guy? It's a little Ferris wheel. You wind it up, and this one's old. It is on a wooden base. You wind it up. And this little guy, look at his face. He looks grumpy. And the little gears rotate around. Here's the little guy in the ticket booth. And he's working hard. That's why he's grumpy. And he's turning the little carousel. Now, in each one of these little merry-go-rounds, Ferris wheel, I should say, there's a little seat, and you can put your little FisherPrice people in them. Now, there are so many different FisherPrice people. We have from the old ones, which are wood, to the ones that are plastic, and they are all worth different amounts of money. I have not looked up FisherPrice toys for a long time, so I'm not really up to date on what prices are. And never really thought about selling them, but maybe one day I will. Here's an example. Now, this little guy here, he's old and he is all wood. And this is the same guy, but he's plastic. So, when you go to Goodwill, once in a while, you can still find those baggies, and it'll have the FisherPrice little people in it. Later, I would say in the 80s maybe, they turned out to be these bigger plastic FisherPrice people. I have some of those too, but I wanted to show you the difference. This one is much more valuable than this plastic one here. And I have seen, if you go to eBay, people actually sell just one. And they get good money for just selling one instead of a whole group. Now, there are so many cute ones. This is probably the dog that y'all remember, the FisherPrice dog. And this little girl here with her ponytail. The little brunette. Now, these are plastic ones, so they're not that old. I'd say probably 80s. This little guy here with his ball cap on. Look at his little face. And this is a construction worker, and I do have all these little construction trucks. Look at his little mustache there. So I started collecting FisherPrice toys, probably around 2002. I always liked them. My mother-in-law, she always had FisherPrice toys out for the grandkids when they went over to visit, and I just loved them. Here's another old one here, and this is wood. Any of you remember this one? It's the school clock. Let's see if it still works. I don't even know if it does. I think it does. Isn't that precious? Hear it? Tick, 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 tick. I love this. And it says FisherPrice Toys. This is an older one. I would say probably from the early 60s. You can look them up. They do have numbers on it. This one says 998. And it's a way to learn to tell time. What a fun way. And the dial rotates from nighttime to daytime. So cute. I actually did a baby shower once, and I used this as a display. So what else do I have here? Well, I'm sure you guys all know little Snoopy here. And he makes a little noise when you roll him. He's not real old because he has plastic wheels, but he is an older one. They do have a more modern one. And I think he's supposed to have a little shoe dangling from his mouth. Now, my grandkids used to love to play with these. Remember the old pull toys? Do they even make those anymore? And then I have this one, FisherPrice Jalopy. This is one of my favorites. And you can tell it's not real old because the string on it is plastic. Now, my grandson Declan used to love this one. So when you roll it, his head just bobs and his wheels, they just make him bounce. And he's so cute, little clown. So this is the FisherPrice Jalopy. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to show you some more. I'll be right back. I'm going to gather some up. Okay, so these are two of my FisherPrice dollhouses. I think it's missing a fence up here, but they are just the cutest things in the world. Now, my granddaughter Kinley, when she comes over, this is her favorite toys to grab out. I believe these came out in the 1980s. I always wanted some for my girls, but honestly, I could not afford to buy them. So years later, I found these. And I believe I found these at the Goodwill. Now, they both open up, and I'll show you that. And I want to show you all the FisherPrice furniture. Okay, let me get these opened up. This is that one little house that is opened up. Like a little 2-story house, 3-story house. And you have all the furniture. There's the bed and the blankets. What little kid would not love this? This is all FisherPrice furniture. And I have found this. Look at this little closet. Little baby clothes. We even have the family dog here. We got little tables, little rugs. What child would not love this? My granddaughter loves it. So there's breakfast. We have all kinds of cute little furniture. There's a little computer desk. We got bathtubs. Oh my goodness. It is so adorable. And then we have, these are the kind of dolls that go with it. And I do have little clothes for them somewhere. Here's a little tot here, the little girl. It said her up here on Mama's bed. Let her jump up and down on the bed. We got a baby. We'll put her in the bathtub. What do we got? Oh, baby's little towel. We got Daddy. He better be watching the baby in the bathtub. But my little granddaughter Kinley loves this, and she will play with this for hours, just hours. And go around on the other side here, and that's where it has the balcony up here, and the two little babies in the swing, the front door. Just precious. And the other one is actually my favorite one. Isn't that cute? So this is the other one. Kinley gets them both out, and it just has cutest things. Some of the furniture is stationary in here. And we got rocking chairs. I love this little piece right here. It actually lights up. You flip up the little music box, and it plays music. All Fisher-Price furniture. We got a little plant we can set up here. We got the beds. Even Daddy has his barbecue grill. We got the little changing table here for the baby. Let's put the baby right up there. I could play with this for hours too. And we've got Dad. We've got Grandma. You can't forget Grandma. We've got Grandpa. This is just the best made little, here's a little teenage daughter maybe. And the little kids. Just so much fun. Dad's grill. Yeah, they even have a little popcorn machine here. Tons and tons of furniture that I've collected. Most of it came from Goodwill. So, I don't know. Maybe eventually I will put this up for sale one day. But I know my granddaughter has really enjoyed it. Oh, what is this one? A little dresser. And it even comes with a little family car. Fisher-Price. Just sweet as can be. So like I say, these are from the 1980s. They were quite expensive back then. I couldn't afford one. So now I have two. So when I started buying Fisher-Price toys, that's when I was kind of really into buying things off eBay. I only spent, $20, $30 for some of the items, and I think that's a lot. But, and then some I found over at the Goodwill. And I don't have time to show you everything. We'd be here all night. But I do want to show you some of the things that I have bought. And then I went online. I Googled the picture and went online to see what the values are. Well, I'm not kidding you. Between all of my Fisher-Price toys, and I have a lot, I probably have at least $2,000 to $5,000 worth. And I do want to show you a very special toy of mine that I had as a child. My very favorite toy in the whole world. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you that coming up next. So hang on. I want to show you the rest of this set of Fisher-Price toys that I have found recently on eBay. And I was amazed at the prices. Okay, so check this out. that is my collection of Fisher-Price toys. It's nighttime now, so I apologize for this lighting. I had to take a long nap today. I've got my nights and days mixed up ever since I've started moving. I don't know, I'm up at nighttime thinking about things, and I get up and I just start packing. So now that I've showed you the brunt of my Fisher-Price toys, because I do have a lot more, I'm going to go ahead and get them packed away. So anyways, it was nice for me to see them again. Do you guys remember any of them? Did you have them as a child, or did you buy any of them for your children? I'd be interested in knowing which Fisher-Price toys were your favorite. So now I want to show you my favorite toy of all time. And this is not the original. Sadly, it is not my original, but I bought this years ago on eBay because I just needed to have it. And I'll tell you a little story why I don't have my original. And this is it. This is my favorite toy. I think some people call him Zippy. Zippy the monkey, I'm not sure. This is an old one. He's got the rubber shoes, the little white tennis shoes, and he's really not in the best condition, but he doesn't have holes in him. Now, he used to have zippers, or not zippers, suspenders, and they're kind of stretched out, and I haven't repaired him, and they go up here. And if I remember right, I think the suspenders had maybe a little bell on it or something, but he's got his little bow. Some of them are red, so I don't know if this is original. I bought this probably about 20 some years ago. I just had to have my little monkey again. Now he's got the little rubber ears, and of course he's known for his banana. And look at his face. So this was my favorite childhood toy. And I think I must have got him when I was, I want to say about 6 years old. I don't remember if he was a Christmas gift or what, but I know that I went everywhere with this monkey. And then I remember playing with him. You can put the banana in the mouth and he can hold the banana, and I don't know why. I just love this monkey. So that's it. That's my favorite toy. Now, how I lost him was when I was a kid, we lived in Southern California, and a little town. Well, it was smaller then. It's not small anymore. Anaheim, California. And you all probably know Anaheim because that's where Disneyland is. And we lived there. Let's see. I think I attended kindergarten, first, second, and third grade there. So we lived for a while, quite a while there. I lived on a street called Brookhurst Street, which is a main strip through Anaheim. Now, when I was a little girl, we lived so close to, my cat's running around here. We lived so close to Disneyland that my dad used to set me up on the fence and, hold me like this up on the fence so I could see the fireworks at Disneyland. And we used to go quite frequently back in the day when, you bought, I think getting into the park was free, but if you wanted to ride rides, you had to buy tickets. And yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of Disneyland as a child. But getting back to the monkey, living in Anaheim, we used to go to the beach. And the beach that we frequented the most was called Huntington Beach. And I remember you take Brookhurst and it would go directly into the beach. So it wasn't that far away. It seems like it only took like about maybe 10 minutes to get to the beach. And I remember going there as a little girl, and Huntington Beach was, I just remember it being really long and white sand, really, really pretty. And I think even today it's probably a very popular beach because it was beautiful. So my grandparents, they lived in Arma, Kansas. I had mentioned that before. They used to come out and visit us, and sometimes they would stay 2 or 3 years. And they got tired of that cold weather. And what I remember about my monkey that day, we had taken a trip. My parents, myself, my brother wasn't even born yet, and we're 7 years apart, almost 7 years apart. And my grandparents, they had been out to visit, and we took a drive out to Huntington Beach. And I just remember stepping out into that sand, kicking off my shoes and my socks, and running around with my little monkey here. And it was a special trip because it was the first time that my grandparents, Ethel and Walter Hartshorn, had ever seen the ocean. You know, they lived in Kansas, so they never saw the ocean. I think from Kansas, probably the quickest way to get to the ocean would be going down south through Texas, maybe. But they had never, ever seen the ocean. Come here, Shiloh. So it was, come here, baby. Come on. So it was a really, really big trip for them to go to Huntington Beach to see the ocean for the very first time. And I remember playing in the sand, and I remember my grandfather walking out, and my grandpa always wore overalls, the bibbed kind, you know, with the suspenders. And I remember him walking out. He didn't take his shoes or socks off, but he walked out to where the ocean was coming up on the shore. And he just stood there in amazement. Seriously, he just stared in awe at the ocean the first time he had ever been. And my grandmother too. And so it was a special trip. It was a fun family trip. We used to do lots of, back then we called them Sunday drives, and we did on Sundays. We would pack up a picnic lunch, and it would be my dad driving and my grandfather sitting in the front seat. It was an old Chevy of some sort, and I remember the color of the car. It was like like that jadeite color on dishes, the jadeite. It was that color of green. Anyways, my dad would be driving and my grandpa would be in the front seat. And in the back seat, it would be mom, me in the middle, and my grandmother. And every Sunday, we would take a Sunday drive, pack a little lunch up, and, you know, go explore. And I remember my grandparents at that time, they stayed a couple years with us. So it was just a special trip seeing my grandparents see the ocean for the very first time. So getting back to the monkey, of course, I had taken the monkey to the beach with me, right? And I remember playing out in the sand, and I actually remember putting my monkey down and burying it in the sand, you know, up to his neck so you could only see his little head popping out. And it was time to go. So mom's calling, come on, let's go, it's time to go. So I remember running up to the car, getting in the car. We all piled in the car and went home. Well, halfway, come here, Shiloh, halfway home, I realized that I had left my monkey on the beach. I was brokenhearted. I just cried and cried and cried. And Shiloh, come on. And I actually, Shiloh, you got to get down. Come on, honey. And I had actually begged my parents to turn around and go back to the beach to get my poor little monkey that was buried in the sand where you could just see his head. And of course, they didn't. They said by the time they got back, they knew that, you know, somebody had probably picked my monkey up. I just cried and cried and cried. And was my favorite toy. And anyways, that's the story about my monkey and how I lost it at the beach trip where my grandparents saw the ocean for the very first time. So, anyways, I had to replace my monkey, and I did. I bought him on eBay, and it's not my monkey, but it looks just like my monkey did when I had him. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little video, and I had fun, reminiscing through all of my Fisher-Price toys. I have so many collections of things, and I thought it'd be nice just to get it out. So if you ever had any of those toys or bought any of those toys for your kids, let me know. Now, I may be at some time, oh, Shiloh, reselling. Um, she's got to give me love, and okay. Yeah, you're a love bug tonight. Okay, baby. And I might be, thinking about reselling um, my toys, but not right now. I'm not quite ready to. I just wish I had a place to display them, but they're so huge. It would take up a super amount of room. Okay. So anyways, let me know in the comments below if you had any of those toys, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And I wanted to say, oh my goodness, I haven't seen Granny Pat's latest video yet. I'm going to go watch it. But she had me rolling uh, about her gadgets. And I know we've all had many kitchen gadgets. It was so funny. So Granny Pat, hello. And I loved your video. So go check out Granny Pat and see her one of her latest videos on her gadgets. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. Say bye, Shiloh. Can you say goodbye? All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.